Welcome to Second Story Studio. We have
Wait.
Artist King. Wait, what else is
Redo that. Let me be here.
Okay.
Launch me into the spotlight.
That's funny. Okay. So today we're going to just talk about some community. I want to pick your brain and get to know more about your background and your thoughts on community and marketing.
Okay.
And people engagement. Okay, so everyone says they want to build community. What does that actually mean?
Community is showing up and offering yourself, offering service, and then getting people to, as you do that by example, people will just start doing it with you as well. And then eventually you've got these practices and rituals that everyone just like starts doing together, and that starts building the community.
Oh, that's awesome. So like kind of like professional friendships, getting to know each other over time with those community events.
Right.
And it just snowballs into bigger community.
So here at Second Story, I create community activations like the Snack Wednesday or the community events that we do here, also with Founders Blend. It pulls people together to meet, and then you've got your natural connectors that are in the group that are going around introducing people. I'm one of those as well.
For sure. So with networking events being a hand in building community, what would you say works good to have a successful networking event, and what have you seen doesn't work good for
that's
networking
a good question.
events?
What makes a great networking event, in my opinion, in my experience, is there's a few components. You want to have good music. You want the lighting to be set. So once you've got those two, you already got a really strong recipe.
Oh yeah.
You want your wayfinding, your pathways to the drinks and the food to be obvious. And this is something I tell hosts all the time. If you're the host, have a drink in your hand, and it signifies, okay, it's time to have a drink.
Yeah.
When you want people to start eating, go make a plate for yourself. I know it sounds like, no, everyone needs to be eating first. They will follow the leader.
Yeah.
As the host, you're the leader. And so many times I've been to networking events where the host is not sure, like, why isn't anyone getting a drink? Why isn't anyone doing this, X, Y, Z? And as the host, you have to lead the group, and they will follow.
Yeah.
So, what was your other question? You had one that was like,
what do you think makes some networking events not as successful? What have you seen?
Anything that here in Midland, especially, if you try to put something on a Friday night, that's gonna mess you up, and then Wednesday nights are gonna mess you up. So that's for church. If you don't.
Just a timing thing?
Yeah, so on the networking events, the timing can be a huge roadblock for having a successful networking event.
Yeah.
And also a rhyme or reason. Like if you're just having a networking event and you put on your signage, mixer, networking event, that is so vague. People like context. So when you can lay down some context on why you're going, like I'm going to one next week, and Jonna Smoot's going to be speaking, and she's really good. On all of her banners and flyers, there's all this context, and I know why I'm going to her event and what I can expect to learn. And you can do the same with networking events. You can have a theme, you can have a reason to show up.
Okay, so a lot of people think hospitality is having manners and being nice. Why is hospitality more than just being nice?
Hospitality is more than being nice, because real hospitality is being kind and curious about an individual. So that's how I think it's different. Like if you were to come in, and there can be niceness in hospitality, but hospitality in itself isn't just being nice.
Yeah.
Like here at Second Story, if you were to come in and nice is just saying, hey, welcome to Second Story. That is nice, but hospitality is going a little bit more and saying, welcome to Second Story. Women's restrooms are over there, or who are you meeting?
Mm-hmm.
That's hospitality.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
also being, if they look like they've dressed kind of different, noting like, oh wow, that's a cool top.
Mm-hmm.
If you genuinely like it, say
Yeah.
those things,
Yeah.
but don't be a Regina George
Yeah.
and say, oh, that's a beautiful skirt, and the minute they walk off, and that's the ugliest skirt I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's
that
being
would
ugly.
opposite of
Yeah.
hospitality.
Yeah, but also leaning into the curiosity of
Mhm.
someone or a group of people is hospitality. It can lead to really great hospitality.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
I like that. Stay curious and be authentic
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with conversation flows. Okay. What makes great hospitality, competitive advantage to other people in the market?
I think what makes hospitality a really advantage marker is you're gonna go where you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can create an experience for clients or you, let's take you, we'll use Jodeci a lot. If you can step into an environment and right away have a warm feeling, that's competitive. That's gold.
Yeah.
Like you will know how we made you feel versus another cold building with the hospital lights, no one at the front. So that's how hospitality can be a huge factor in competition. Just remembering where you felt good. And marketing, we call that positive brand association. So that's a lot of what my strategy here has been, is how can I get people to have a really positive brand association with Second Story and myself. I mean, we do it with ourselves. We want people to, Jodeci made me feel a certain way and I like Jodeci. Or, man, Jodeci really made me feel bad. I'm going to avoid Jodeci. That's the same thing with a brand.
Yeah, people tie those positive experiences with how they feel.
Right.
In almost every situation. That makes sense. Okay, so what's the difference between marketing and branding? Because I know some people can get this confused, especially if like looking on the outside and not having any knowledge of marketing.
So that's a fun question. Branding is the thing, is the brand. Marketing is the strategy and the vehicle that you channel the brand through. Yeah. So it's your marketing strategies. Is it digital marketing? Is it print marketing? And then that kind of goes into advertising. But branding, marketing, advertising, they're all three legs to the same stool, but they do have different facets.
Yeah. So it starts with branding. You have to have your branding down. From there, you can create avenues for marketing.
Yep. Exactly.
And
then advertising is
ties in.
Advertising and marketing, to me, I'm sure there's a correct definition of both, but those are just kind of the same to me. I know advertising is, I think of that as more banners and like the deliverable. Yeah. Or like the commercial, while marketing is like the strategy. Oh, yeah. But
they're very similar.
Two sides to the same coin.
And they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
They're very similar. Noted. When creating an experience that people remember, I know you were just speaking about lighting and atmosphere things. What specifically do you think creates the best experience for people that you've learned over the years?
So I have a background in food and bev, and I use a lot of that experience to tie into here and other things that I'm involved in. To have a really great experience, I like to tap into all five senses of being a human. So sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. Did I already say taste? Okay.
Yeah, no.
I was like,
yeah.
Then my sixth sense is my sense of humor. So when we're creating an experience, all those are taken into consideration. So just like when I worked at a restaurant and here, I'm trying to give you your best, most positive experience. What does it smell like when you walk in?
Yeah.
So we put in the oil thing. What does it feel like when you sit down somewhere and touch something? Is it clean? Or is the first thing a handshake? And what's playing in the speaker? What snacks are out? What's available in the vending machine?
Yeah.
All of those are strategically engineered to give you a positive experience.
Yeah.
And they need to be considered when you are designing. Even your birthday's coming up. I don't know if you're having a birthday party or if someone's throwing a birthday party for you.
We're doing like a dinner.
Okay, are y'all going out or home?
We're going out to Longhorn Steakhouse.
Oh, okay. So restaurants do this really well. Their experienced designers are, and hospitality is all like huge components. But when you're throwing your own party or anything, people don't realize that they are naturally working with sight, sound, touch, taste, and what's the fifth one?
Smell.
Yes, thank you. Why can I not? I use all these. I use them all. But yes, those are what are taken into consideration for a great experience.
Those should be like the 5 main points.
Yeah, like on a marker board, put those pillars down and then start engineering where people are going to be touching on those things and what XYZ.
Okay.
You can do it for any event.
Yeah.
Any industry.
Yeah.
Can benefit
or even
from
like
that.
at your house,
Yeah.
having people over.
Exactly.
Yeah. So getting into the creativity aspect, which I know you'll like this because you're a very creative person. How do you decide whether an idea is worth pursuing, especially if you're a person that like has a lot of ideas running through their head, but time is very valuable? Which one?
That's a hard question because some of my wacky pack ideas, and I have a lot of them, I kind of always half do them to see if it'll be good.
Yeah.
Which is not a great practice. I'm trying to stop doing that.
No.
Yeah. So those ideas, I kind of use my peers as filters to source out like, ooh, is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? Like when I'm designing something, I always get like 4 pairs of eyes to come look at this. Also Kelly's because she catches the errors.
Oh yeah, Kelly's very good at that.
She is, and it's a powerful tool to have. It's needed. When I'm in there, I stop seeing letters and I'm just seeing like shapes moving around because I'm thinking about that. And Kelly will be like, "There's not 2 S's in that word."
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oops, did not even recognize that."
Yeah. Speaking of partnerships, what do you look for in cultivating a great partnership? I know you just said looking at their values and kind of if their values align with our company values. What else do you see? Kind of thinking like futuristically whenever you look at a prospective partner.
So when we're crafting a partnership or looking to make a partnership, we are making sure our core values align. As you kind of just said, and we're also making sure that it's beneficial to both parties. The laws of reciprocity, like I'm scratching their back, they're scratching mine.
Yeah.
But that's, and also specifically Second Story, we're looking to make sure it's adding value to the brand and the experience to the member. So we just now partnered with the soap company, Midland here in the soap company, Jamie. We'll be putting her products throughout the space. She is making a liquid soap just for Second Story.
Jamie's great.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. Catch her at the farmer's market. And she will be making a signature scent for Second Story. That is a partnership that makes sense, and it's a local company.
Yeah.
And we love Jamie, and she's got amazing products. And this will be an avenue for people even not from Midland to see her products in the restrooms and in the shared spaces and really get a unique, like, oh wow, this is a local soap company. I'm just got in from Houston. This is great. Who is this?
Yeah.
And then we'll probably see more of Jamie's products later around the holiday season.
Yeah.
Or you will, from us. Jamie, the brand and the person, is a community brand. She shows up at the farmer's market. Like, that's really awesome. And that's something that Second Story wants to support.
Yeah.
But Tall City Brewing is also a community brand, and they're serving. And the team there is great. Shout out to Steven and his team, Zach.
Yeah.
They make sense to be friends with. So I've said this a lot. I think of brands as living things. They have attitudes, like our core values. And so they also don't like being alone, because that's sad. And Second Story being the voice that it has, it likes having friends because it's a community brand. So that's like 12 Gate is our coffee vendor. And it makes sense for us to be with them because, again, serving the community, kind of that same, cut from the same cloth, and stuff like that. When we partner with Fancy Fiesta, it just makes sense. They're a serving brand. Yeah. And so I look for all those so that we all harmonize together. Yeah. And when we make a partnership.
Kind of like that saying, you are who you hang out with.
Exactly.
It's like you are who you partner with.
Right. Right. Exactly.
You'll have a lot of benefits, but also a lot of things in common. Nice. Okay. So jumping back to branding, you just mentioned you think of brands as like a person, like having a personality and things like that. Whenever a smaller company is starting up their brand, what are some questions they can dive into to figure out, like, what is my brand?
It's just important that small businesses, as they start up, they just know their industry lingo first. Okay. And build off of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then get your core values. You as the business owner or the partners, what will be our values so when things get turbulent, we can have this solid foundation. So for my brother Esser and his company in Abilene, it's very faith-based. So, and so Second Story, and we have that in our values. So when things get wild, employees get crazy, or team members get whack, we can circle like to God, and that's our value. Okay, everyone, we all agree on this value, so here we are. Let's get back here, and then let's figure out what we're doing. Yeah. And I think that's something really awesome any company can do is, and everyone says this, or a lot of people, sorry, know your core values, because that'll be your anchor. That'll be your foundation.
Rock, yeah.
Absolutely.
And then everything builds off that and comes back to that at the end of the day.
And then also have some fun. Have some personality. It's not a bad thing. I mean, again, know your industry. Yeah. But I think there's especially here in Midland, Odessa area, there is a huge channel for people to be a little bit more humorous. Yeah. And lean into that, show your personality. That'll actually be what really makes you different. Yeah. Your small business is, I think so, if your personality shines through, if you're letting that. Yeah.
Especially on like social media posts, whenever somebody may not know like what this brand is or what this business stands for. I feel like that's a good place to show off your brand personality, what people stand for there, what your owners stand for. Yeah. Like that's a big avenue for people to see.
And I think I shared this with you, and I share it with my interns. Second Story uses Instagram more for what you were just talking about, more for brand awareness. It's not a funnel for us, but it is a highlight reel to show fun things that are happening here in the space with our members, and also it helps us like see what our members are up to and then highlight them in our own stuff. But yeah, social media in general for Second Story and other brands that I've worked with, it's more just, hey, like put out your personality. Yeah. Be like, it's almost like a person's Instagram. Yeah. If you scroll through Second Story's Instagram, it's like, what do they do? I mean, that's not the greatest on my end. I should maybe make it a little bit more a certain way, but we're just having fun on that.
Yeah, I feel like
our LinkedIn is what you now take control over.
Our LinkedIn's more
A little bit more corporate, a little bit
shows
more.
You what we do, what we have, what we offer.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like that idea of having like different, like LinkedIn, like going back to brands have their own personality. Like LinkedIn, more professional.
Right.
That's what people think when they go to LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So like that's how you want to express your brand on there.
Yeah.
And then Instagram, more fun, more showcasing your personality.
Yeah.
So that's what you'd like to do on there with your brand. So I like that ties back into branding and their personalities and
right.
how you can.
And then just messaging and knowing the right channel.
Yeah.
And it all comes back. So I hate the word marketing. I prefer strategic communication.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes back to knowing your symbols, which are words, your icons, which are the things people know for your industry, and then how are you communicating that on the channels. So we can have the same message, but it needs to be tweaked for each little channel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And kind of like knowing your audience. So it just depends on the industry too, on like how you would express like your captions, your bodies, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So jumping into West Texas, what makes building community in West Texas unique?
So building community in West Texas unique because West Texans are unique.
Yeah, it's true. And it's a lot of oil and gas, so I feel like everything stems off oil and gas here.
It's true, and then I always say if you're not in oil and gas, you're just oil and gas adjacent.
Yeah.
Like this is oil and gas adjacent.
Yeah.
We have a lot of oil and gas members in here. Something unique about West Texas is, in my opinion, I was just in Chicago and California last month, and Chicago was whack. I'm not a city person. The hustle bustle was crazy.
Oh yeah.
No one's holding doors open for anyone. I'm getting my coffee. I don't know what you like.
They're on their own schedule.
Yeah, and I was just like sitting in the coffee shop, like people actually are like this. I don't really get out of Texas much. I was just shocked. Like I could have been stomped on, and no one would have cared. But I was just watching the interaction, and it's like, quick, get your coffee, get out. And so that's hard to make community in. And I've spoke from people who live here now from that area. A woman in the run crew, she's from Chicago. And they've shared the pace here is just a little bit more accessible to like develop a community.
Yeah.
We're kind of a little like, hey, hold the door open. We like friends. We like people for the most part. I'm speaking in a broad stroke.
Yeah.
And building community here is just so much more accessible after seeing what maybe people are coming from. And taking time to acknowledge each other, even the differences, and celebrating the differences. Like the run crew, but you got to have some kind of shared interest to make the community. So I use the run crew a lot because we get people from all over the world in there. Just met a guy from South Africa who's in the run crew. Yeah, cool accent. And we got an Italian. He grew up in Rome.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's
isn't that
cool.
wild?
Yeah.
So like
I'm like, what are you doing in West Texas?
that's what we always ask, and it's always like oil and gas related. But that community also calls for sacrifice. You've got to put someone else's needs or a group's needs above yours to make the community a thing. I mean, you can overdo that, so don't overdo it. But community calls for sacrifice. Whether it's your time or you've just got to put someone else's needs above yours in that moment to show like, hey, we're here, this is the community.
So in speaking about community and tying it into somebody's brand and company, do you think it's important that a brand has relationships with community events or like nonprofit organizations to give back to communities? Like even if it's not work related for them, like they're just helping a community or nonprofit out.
Yes. So I think if you are in a position, a small business, to where you can start contributing to charity, nonprofit organizations that align with your company, don't just like go pick one for the sake of picking one.
Yeah.
There is some ugly strategy to pick the biggest nonprofit and try to get involved with them as it becomes an advertising channel for you.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of sleazy, but I get it. It's a strategy to do.
Yeah.
But like for Second Story, we partner with the park. And well, because they offer this lovely park right by us, and we encourage members to go out there. We've partnered with them with Reset in the Park. We've done a few other things, and they're a nonprofit. I'm going off on a tangent, but yes, if you're a small business and you are finally at a position to contribute to a nonprofit that makes sense for you and your team, I think, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's a great, also, it shows the community that you're, aside from doing the best you can do in your work and what you offer your clientele, you are going even further to contribute to the community.
Yeah.
And like just
to give
being
back.
kind.
Yeah. Okay, so looking back, I'm going to dive into your personal growth a little bit. So looking back at your career, what did different jobs teach you? So I know you said you were in the food and bev, and that experience ties into what you do now as far as like the five senses of how people experience an atmosphere. So tell me about like the different jobs you've had and what each one's taught you the most. Like what have you learned the most from each experience?
So I grew up working in screen printing and embroidery. My parents own a screen printing shop. Yeah. I don't wear.
Shout out to the printing industry. Yeah. I also worked in the printing industry for 4 years.
Right.
So.
And that's funny is I don't really wear graphic tees.
Yeah.
I don't like the feeling, but I like I like designing graphic tees.
Yeah.
And I like seeing people wear my designs.
Yeah.
That was a family business. Family businesses are now triggering for me. My parents had 9 kids, and I am the middle, and we all worked at the screen printing shop. That more or less taught me, and we were homeschooled, that life skill is actually where I experienced community first. I think it's where everyone does, right?
Yeah.
It's in your family, and hospitality, and just people putting their needs.
Yeah, especially if a big family and a lot of siblings.
Yeah, so like my sister Kai, I think I saw a lot of hospitality in her and trying to quickly serve someone's needs real fast and then get back to work. And each of my siblings has a special, unique thing. And I'll try to rush through this because there's a lot of ground here. So the screen printing shop also taught me how to work with chaos and get creative fast to find solutions for errors like you wouldn't believe. And then novelty, just look around and make a freaking MacGyverism to try to fix something. Yeah. And it taught me how to be brave and try things because I was just around my family and you can do whatever you kind of want. Yeah. And as siblings graduated out and moved and got married, I became the shop manager and we did wacky pack things. I had random weird days where it was this day, stuff that I couldn't even believe that we were doing. But it was to keep morale high and humor and happiness.
Yeah. Keep it fun.
Yeah, because it was hot back there. It was stressful. We're working by an oven. But I would eventually go into the food and bev industry off and on. Yeah. I worked at Press Cafe. And everything that I had gained working at the shop, how to work in chaos, how to be kind when you're not feeling the kindest, how to put your stuff at the door, serve others, all that went straight into food and bev. A funny story, I was serving a woman at Press, an older lady and her son, and this is just an exercise of staying cool and calm in chaos. I went over there, she was eating soup, tomato basil soup,
Mhm.
and I did the waiter squat, and I'm like, "Hi, is everything good?" Blah blah blah, and she was like, "Yeah, it's delicious." Well, I'm like, "Well, let me go ahead and try to get some of this stuff off your table," and she starts coughing, and then projectile vomits onto my hands.
Oh,
Red
no.
soup. The dining room was full. The dining room was full.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm just like, ha, and there is vomit all over my hands. And I quickly grab a tray and just cover my hands, try to scoop up the throw up, and like run to the back, all while no one noticed it. And I am so bad around throw up. Just talking about it makes me want to throw up.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't just like throw up back on her. But
oh no, that would have been awful.
I literally thought, this is not real. As my hands were covered in red soup, I can still
Ew.
and it was just projectile.
You're getting flashbacks.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just like,
gosh.
how did she launch that so far? But I quickly got it. No one knew any the wiser that had just happened.
Yeah.
And her son, who was there, just was like, "Thank you so much for taking care of mom." And I also was thinking, why did you not help?
Yeah.
He just stood there, or he just sat there and watched me. Anyway, so that all carries on to keeping your calm in chaos and building.
Showing your hospitality.
Yeah. Talk about it. I've had a lot of wacky pack jobs, but the number one thing is they were just working with people and taking time to listen is a huge thing that I think we could all work on a little bit more. I gave a whole lecture on it in school. But yes, there is an art to listening.
Yeah.
You don't want to just hear someone, because hearing is just, we can hear if you can hear. Listening takes effort.
Yeah.
So that's the big difference. And I have on my iPad a big ear that creeps people out, and under it the text says, "Remember to listen."
Yeah.
But it does weird everyone out when they're like, "Why is there a big ear on your iPad?" And I'm like, "It's so I remember to listen."
Yeah. It's like active listening is a key difference.
Yeah, then when you go down there, there's like 4 or 5 different listenings. Like there's active, there's emotional listening, there's pseudo listening. And I'll never forget, my professor in class brought up pseudo listening and then called out a student who was notorious for not paying attention. And then
just perfect an example.
Yeah,
live
they were
example.
just like, she was literally like, I forget his name, but she was like, pseudo listening, and then she just like called him out. And then he was just on his phone and he like looked up like, huh? But yes, sorry, I derailed us.
Yeah. So who has influenced you the most about the way you think about people and leaderships?
A handful of my professors, of course, my parents,
Yeah.
and some siblings. I listen to a ton of podcasts about communication, strategic communication, and self-growth. But also people like Robert Gomez and Lanita with the Run Crew. They just sacrifice so much to make sure that Run Crew happens. And it's like so, what's the word? It's so admirable. So I look at people that lead community things, and I see what they do. I see maybe where I could do, I take a little bit from all of them to make my stuff. But yeah, a lot of podcasts. I listen to a ton of.
Constantly learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually at a space where people have said maybe I should practice silence more because from the moment I get up, I'm like turning on a podcast or something. So yeah, maybe silence. Maybe I should try some silent sitting.
Yeah. Let your thoughts flow.
And then most recently, Unreasonable Hospitality, the author of that. I've just been nerding out.
And the second book that
we've got the field guide.
Yep.
Which I ordered your copy today.
Sweet. Okay.
So we're gonna book club that.
Yes. And catch up, and I'm sure I'll learn a lot from what you've been saying.
Yeah.
I'm excited to learn about it. So.
Like that's a lot of pressure. I'm all like, man, I hope no one gives me the keys to a struggling
tomorrow.
business.
Someone's gonna walk in and be like, "Where's Artist?"
Yeah, I need some context too.
I feel like, from what I've learned from just like seeing you work, I feel like marketing or strategic communication is a lot of like getting out there, finding people to talk to, like getting to know people.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not a lot of behind the desk work.
No,
it's a lot
no.
of getting out there.
And I like to think of it as like spreading the gospel. Second Story. I'll tell Kelly. She'll be like, "Where are you? What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just out spreading the gospel. Just trust me." And then I come back and I circle back around to Kelly, and I, like, just this recent out of town trip, or when I went to Chicago and California, I came back with like notes and notes of things Second Story can start offering. And so it's, sometimes I wish I could turn that off, that part of my brain, and just enjoy.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm like, no, this will be so great to add to Second Story. And then this, and they're all usually really small changes that make a really big impact.
Oh yeah.
Like the stuff in the bathrooms, my big thing that I'm still working on, my big flyer. But anyway, so there's that.
Yeah. Well, this has been a good conversation. I'm sure a lot of the viewers can learn from Art just about hospitality, getting to know people, and then also starting your business, starting your brand for small businesses. All right, before we end it here, where can we find you artists on the social medias? What are you working on next?
So you can find me on LinkedIn under Artist King. I'm trying to get better about being on LinkedIn more, but also you can find me here at Second Story. I'm usually here or at a Run Crew event.
Oh yeah.
Always happy to chat with someone who comes up here and wants to pick my brain. What am I working on next? I have a really exciting community activation coming up this fall.
Oh yes.
That I'm really, really excited about.
I'm excited about it
I
too.
can't say much, but there's going to be some really cool swag.
Yeah, be here in the fall.
Yeah,
you don't want to miss it, actually.
November. And it's going to tie in a lot of everything I love about Midland and the people here. It's going to be the big conglomerate of all of that. And it's going to be so cool if I get it executed well with the partners. What else am I working on? We're going to order our shirts.
Oh yeah,
Get the designs done, and we've got Founders Blend next month over here in the space. So,
August 5th.
Yeah, so
come check it out.
And that's about it. I stay busy.
Yeah, you do.
I want to thank Jodeci for chatting with me today, and I think you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
So I guess that's sayonara.
Thanks for tuning in to Second Story Podcast. Have a good one. See y'all later.